Hi guys, my name is Annalise Christine and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an update on my Pan That palette this year. This year I decided to do something really different and I like it, I think. So this year I decided to do a roulette version of singles, and that means I picked one single eyeshadow to work on until it is gone. That doesn't mean I only use this shadow. It's giving me an opportunity to use other eyeshadows in my collection. So we'll be updating you on my 2018 Pan That palette because I did use it in conjunction with this eyeshadow. Just because with all my other Pan That palettes, I was so focused on those that all of my other shadows got neglected, and so I wanted to do one that I was still making progress, visible progress, but I was able to kind of play with different shadows. So this is what I'm doing for it this year, and the one that I started with was a Wet n Wild one that already had pan, and it was in Sugar. It was a white. I don't know if you can even see. I think there's a little bit left there, but I just used this highlighting shade. I used it all over my lid. So yeah, some days I would just use my cream eyeshadow in this. Other days I would use other shadows and things like that. But I am excited to have a single eyeshadow out of my collection. So the next order of business is to pick the next one. So I have a document open that has 1 through 21, and that has all my single eyeshadows on it. So I'm going to pick two numbers. So I'm going to put 1 through 21. The first number I get is number 1. The second number I'm getting is 21. So we're going to go see what 1 and 21 is. And so the two numbers I got were 1 and 21. Number 1 is Stila's Kitten, and number 21 is Max Studio in Medallion. So I'm going to get both of those, and I'm going to tell you which one I'm going to be using for the next round. So I went and got number 1, which is Stila Kitten, and number 21, which was Max Studio in Medallion. Number 1 is one of my older ones, just because when I do get another one, I put it at the bottom. So this is one of my older ones. I did put a bunch in at one time, but this has been here since I started my inventory, which is years ago. And then this one is a more new one. This Max Studio Medallion looks like this. I debated whether to put this in like trios or singles. I decided to put it in single because I figured I probably just mix all those colors together. This is 3.5 grams of product, and I've only used it a handful of times. So it probably has pretty close to 3.5 grams. This has 2.6 grams, and it's just one color, Stila Kitten. I love this color. I love this color. We'll be honest with you, it is broken, so I'm going to have to repress this one or use it as a loose eyeshadow. I do have some empty containers, and I might just set it in and use it more like a loose shadow, or I would give you a swatch of it, but I don't know if you can see, but it is all smashed up. So I am going to be using Stila Kitten, 1 because it's older, 2 because it is a little bit smaller. My goal is to work through products. So that is kind of a little bit of a deciding factor because I want to make sure I get some momentum and get some used up. I love this color, and like I said, it's older. I like both the colors. They're going to both be kind of similar when I mix them together. This one will be a tad darker, but I'm going to go with this one. So I thought I would also update you on my 2018 Pan That palette. A couple people have asked that I do that, so I said I would. It was the e.l.f. 32 eyeshadow piece, eyeshadow palette, and like Geo 32, and so it had a bunch of like triangles and things. It had obviously 32 to start with. I had used up 8 from August to January time, and I didn't have any pan on any of them. 2 of them fell out, and I hadn't really touched those 2, so I now have 13 that are used up. Like I said, 2 did fall out, but I wasn't going to save them. They were a black color, I believe, and then just like a purple shade. I think it was these 2, to be honest with you. So this is what it's looking like right now. I just hit pan on this one this morning, so that's really exciting. And then I used these two as lid shades this morning, and this as like a highlighting shade. My goal is to have this done, so if I finish this before Stila Kitten, I will go ahead and update you guys on it, just because I know a lot of people wanted to finish it, and it is one of those things I'm so close to finishing it. I would just love it to have out of my collection, because I am really working on trying to get less items in my collection. And while I did use 8 of them and I was so excited about that, I do want to just get the whole palette out of my collection. The shades are good, they're pigmented, I just don't like the shapes. I've talked about this before. But yeah, so I thought I would continue to update you guys on this palette, as well as my single eyeshadow. This palette is really powdery, it's really old, and so I have a lot of fallout with this, and I have to tap my brush and a bunch comes off my brush as well, just to kind of give you some background, I guess, with this. And I don't know if you can see, but it's a really thin palette as well, so it is not easy to get through because there's 32 different shades, but it is not the hardest thing in the world to get through. So I will probably be continuing to use this, especially for crease colors, because I felt like there were a lot of darker colors. Yes, I just thought I would update you because a lot of people were curious about that. So that is my Pan That Palette Singles Edition update number 1. Like I said, I will be coming back when I have either big progress on Stila, like something awesome to share with you, or I finish that palette. I feel like this doesn't have as many updates, which is fine as long as I'm working on it, or if I feel like I need some motivation, I'll go ahead and share with you where I'm at. But I'm very excited to work on the Stila. As like I said, it is older, and I just don't ever want to reach for it, even though I love the color, because it's broken. So now I'm going to find a way to make it work.